drifted into Tony Tone's world. The Tony Tone's world.
I swear, one of these days, I feel like every week I'm getting inch by inch, just a little bit closer to understanding how to produce and I don't know, just from start to finish this whole podcast shit. I almost quit right now, guys. I swear.
You ain't quitting.
I was about to quit. I was about
part of the progress. It's part of the progress, brother.
Yeah. Welcome back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Mostly dudes, probably, but welcome back. Dude, we both have non-NFL backgrounds on because our team's absolutely below right now.
Yeah. We don't really need to talk about our teams this week. Let's just skip over those facts.
Oh my God. Like, it was so depressing. I just don't even understand how the Bears consistently just surprise me. They consistently just surprise me on how they can lose games after games. And this season was, or this game was no different, really. I'm just going to go right into it. Our offensive line. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can get through that offensive line. I play football once a year, Turkey Bowl every year. I'm almost certain I can get through that offensive line because they could not block anybody, and it was just sad to see.
Did you see the replay? I saw one. It was you guys were in the red zone, and every single one of the linemen for the Colts just ran right through. I didn't even understand what happened. It was honestly something you see on a screenplay, right? Where they intentionally let everybody go through. And I was like, I didn't see it live that's the way it happened. But when I saw the replay and they slowed it down, I was like, holy shit, that's bad.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like an option play. They loaded up the right side or left side, whatever it was, and they ran that little option and they ate it up. They already had enough guys on that side of the sideline. Caleb couldn't do nothing. The defensive end read it perfectly, and they just ate him up. And then in the background, you see all of our offensive line just laying on the ground.
Yep, laying on the ground or just turned around looking like, what's going on?
It was crazy. It was just sad. And then, I mean, stat-wise, I don't think he actually had that bad of a game, but I mean, well, yardage-wise, should I say? Let me back up. The yards that he threw. I think he threw over 280 yards or so, but...
No, he threw for 360. I think he was the leading... he might have done the most yards of anybody last week. So, yeah, it wasn't him. I mean, yeah, I think he threw... Did he throw a pick or two?
Yeah, he threw a couple picks. The play calling was trash. I mean, they were throwing screens left and right, not going up the field. They're just going left and right the whole time. Not going for the field goals when they probably should have on that 4th and 1. 2-point conversion that they were trying to go for. Overall, those little points do add up. And eventually, at the end of the game, you do need as many, 1 point can make the game for you. So,
yeah,
I don't know. Just, they got more and more desperate after that. More.
I do think the play calling was better than it was the week before. One thing I noticed significantly is they got Komet involved in the passing game a lot more this week. And it was between the numbers. It was down the middle of the field. And I think that opened up some of the game for the other wide receivers too. So, I think there was some improvement in that play calling, but you can't do shit when your offensive line can't block anything. When it really comes down to it, you're, not able to run a consistent drive.
We couldn't get a running game going either. Apparently the Colts have their Great Wall of China because these guys are stopping everything. They have the wall down what we need down south on the border. That's what we need to send the Colts there because they stopped everybody from coming in.
Yeah.
You're getting past.
Yeah, definitely were no running game.
It was just sad. I mean, the defense were tired. They're on the field so much. It was just 3 and out. There's no hope for us getting a first down at all. We maybe got several, but it was pitiful. DJ Moore, I think, what do you have? He only had 70. He had 78 yards. I mean, again, to your point, I guess Caleb did have a good passing day, but as far as running, I mean, looks like DeAndre Swift only had 20 yards. Roshan Johnson 30 yards. Yeah. So
I do think, and you can see with Caleb Williams too, that there's still a lot of growing to do. It almost looks like DJ Moore maybe not as much as Dunze, but they look a little frustrated because there were some blatant misses by him too that they could have been pretty significant, plays if he would have made the correct pass or hit it, didn't miss a spot or didn't overthrow. He was overthrowing a lot, but that's part of his growing as well that he has to do in the league. So it could have definitely, there were I want to say there were 3 or 4 plays where he just significantly overthrew his wide receiver.
He was wide. They were wide open in the back.
And it would have been the difference maker. It would have honestly won the game for you guys.
Yeah. I don't know. It's funny because after the Bears lose, sometimes I don't want to fucking watch any football. I don't even want to tune in. And now that we're doing this podcast, I have to somewhat tune in a little bit, whatever. And this week, I kind of just zoned out afterwards. I was like, man, fuck this. I didn't even realize there was 2 games on Monday. That's how out of it I was. I was so bummed out. And I didn't want to listen to no sports talk radio because I already knew what it was going to be like. And it was just sad to fucking see again.
Yeah, it's funny. You always go mute in our chats when the Bears are losing.
I don't want to hear that shit, bro.
You go mute. It's pretty funny. And you know what? You don't even text usually for the rest of the day either.
I'm quiet.
Your whole day is just done, man. I get it though. I feel you. Because my Cowboys weren't any better. I don't even really feel like I need to talk about them, but they were getting their ass beat. I don't even know how it ended up as close as it was, or what the fuck the Ravens were doing to allow us to come back within 3 points and potential to even try to score at the end or whatever. Defense is just trash. Let's just put it simple. They're trash right now. They need to figure it out. I don't know what's going on.
Do you remember this?
Shut your.
Do you remember this? I'm pretty sure I told you Derrick Henry was going to eat y'all up.
Dude, Derrick Henry didn't even. I mean, he had a decent game, but it wasn't as if he just demolished us or anything like that. It wasn't that. It was just overall period. Our defensive line is not great against the run. They don't do.
Derrick Henry did have a good game. Guess how many yards he had?
He had 90 yards. He had 90 yards.
More. Keep guessing.
Oh well, I thought he only had 8 or 90 yards, but
keep guessing. No, keep guessing. Come on.
Dude, I literally can look. Okay, we had 150 yards. Okay, I must have checked out at a certain point.
Yeah, John.
Yeah,
just come back at the end.
Defensive line was just trash. So I'm convinced, and I'm gonna put blame, and you can clip this for fun, but I'm gonna put blame on one person, and it ain't the Cowboys, but I'm gonna blame Tom Brady.
Why?
The last 2 games, Tom Brady, or actually the last 3 games, Tom Brady has been the commentator for all of the Cowboys games. So I'm convinced that Tom Brady has jinxed us and we can't win when he's our commentator. I'm gonna.
Would you rather have Tony Romo?
I feel like every single time that Tom Brady comes to AT&T Stadium and is just in general is there for whatever reason the Cowboys fucking lose. So he's just basically a jinx to the Cowboys. So I am putting in a whatever a
petition.
A petition. There you go. That Tom Brady doesn't play call any of our games. For
I need Tom Brady to come out of retirement, save the Bears, and then go back and play call or call all your guys' games.
I can't stand that guy. Honestly, it's like I don't even. Now it's like hearing him play call and stuff. I'm like, as a Tom Brady hater, I'm like, Tom, shut up. I don't want to hear you. Bring back Troy Aikman on Fox. I want to hear Troy Aikman calling games.
Dude, Troy Aikman's hands are fucking humongous. Have you seen his hands before?
No, actually, I've never
Dude.
really looked at his hands.
Google his hands. I swear to God, his hands are fucking humongous. It's crazy.
I'll take your word for it. I don't have a tendency to go Googling or looking at other.
Oh, gotcha. My bad. Sorry, my bad.
No, but all joking aside, talking about, I think that Tom Brady's a jinx. I have a question for you because I know I am a little bit, but do you have any, as a fan, do you have any sports superstitions? Like things that you do or, just anything? Because I know I do. Like when I'm watching games, I'm one of those where like, if we're playing well, I don't move from a certain position on a chair.
I love knowing that now because I'm gonna fuck with you next time I see.
Dude, I do. I like it. It's funny. Even watching the Dodgers in the World Series and stuff. Like I found myself like when we did good, I didn't move from a certain spot. Like it's just funny. It's kind of like
piss.
I mean, I still go piss, but I'm just talking about the way I'm sitting, or like, or even like if like we're doing bad and I'm wearing a jersey, then I'll take the jersey off. Or let's say,
don't you have to change your diaper? I mean, you wear Depends, don't you? And don't you have to change it?
Yeah. No, Depends on diapers. But no, but for real, do you have? I know people have them, right? Like it's just a thing, and I'm just curious if you do.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
No.
No.
See that? You know what that tells me is you're just not a real fan. Because only real fans have superstitions like that when it comes to their teams. Like, you're just not a real fan. Because I guarantee there's some people that are listening to this. They're like, I have superstitions.
It's funny. I mean, you try to like if it's game day, I'll wear the jerseys and stuff. But no, I'm trying to think. I don't think so. Like the last winning team I would think of is like the Hawks or the Bulls. That I'm going for, and no, it's either. I guess the superstition would be going to the bar or having a beer in my hand.
I guess that's true. When you're used to your team losing, you can't really have superstition.
Right. Right. So you guys sat in the same spot in the 90s when you were a Cowboys fan?
Well, I was actually fucking. I was a kid, so I can't really say that. You fuck. Like
I forgot you're 60 years old.
Oh, okay.
You're already at the bars.
You weren't alive. and the kid wasn't in the 90s. You fuck. You're only a year younger than me. Calm down. But what's funny is I looked up just random superstitions just because I was curious, like, what else is out there? Patrick Mahomes, he wears the same underwear every game.
Clean or just dirty?
I'm assuming they're clean, but like it says that Patrick Mahomes has a ritual that he wears the same pair of underwear for every game.
Interesting.
There's Josh Allen. He has a pregame vomit. So he vomits before every game.
Well, that'd make me lightheaded. That'd make me like...
Well, I mean, he's not like sitting there throwing his brains out. I'm sure he just kind of throws up some water he just drank or Gatorade and goes on with it.
Like Mortal Kombat.
Here's one for you Bears fans. Brian Urlacher. Do you know what his superstition was?
Rogaine on his head?
No. He would eat 2 chocolate chip cookies before every game.
Yeah, I get that from the calorie perspective. You getting calories, you're getting that sugar from... I get that.
Yeah, but it was just his superstition. He had to eat 2 chocolate chip cookies before every game.
I'm sure there are some crazy superstitions out there as fans, though. Like, I have to wear the same sock, or else they don't know damn well your sock ain't going to matter about the outcome of the game.
No, absolutely, right? Like, you don't, the reality is, yes, you wearing that damn sock or jersey or sitting in that spot, like, it's not going to make a difference, but it just, like, it's all about your mindset. And I think it's just kind of funny that, because I don't have it. I'd be interesting if anybody else has any of those crazy superstitions and is listening to this nonsense. Throw it in the comments. Let us know you're a crazy superstition because I think I don't know, it'd just be funny to hear what others may have or may not have. Maybe I'm just a fucking weirdo, but I know there's other weirdos out there. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. The only thing that ever comes to mind is it's not even a superstition. I guess it's more of like a tradition. Back in the day, we used to watch WWE Raw or WWF Raw on Monday nights. We used to eat fucking tacos every Monday night. Taco Tuesday wasn't around back then, so we would eat tacos on Mondays. But it was badass. But it's not a superstition again. But I don't have any superstitions. I don't know if I believe in that type of stuff.
I mean, it's not really like I don't know. I mean, it's a superstition, but it's not at the same time. But I get what you're saying. Technically, in a way, you could be like your normal thing, and like it feels odd or your something feels wrong if you didn't eat those tacos on Monday Night Raw. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't
Yeah.
the same. It's just, I guess that's kind of like the mindset, but it's also not the same because well, everybody takes it
I don't know what
more
they.
seriously than the others.
I mean, wearing the same underwear every game day. I hope they're clean.
Yeah.
If they're not, that's crazy.
There's no way they're not clean.
To be a defensive end and sack them, and all of a sudden you get that smell.
Woo!
Ooh, it's like
nasty.
it's like a heat shield for sure.
Yeah, but my thing is like, how the hell is he not? How are those things not holy as shit and torn and like?
Not everybody chafes when they walk on me.
But no, it's not about that. It's not about chafing. You're sweating and
No, I just fucking with that.
there's no fucking way.
Oh shit, that's funny.
No fucking way. Those things aren't just shredded, bro.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. I'd be interested to see if anybody else has some superstitions out there. That's an interesting topic. Even if it's like not even about sports or anything, just in general.
That's true.
You know? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. That's crazy. All right. So you done with it, Cowboy? I do want to know what happened at the end. You guys did come back though.
Yeah, we tried to. We put up 19 points in the fourth quarter. And I don't know. I don't want to say that's that defense let off, and maybe they were a little tired. To try to make a little bit of a comeback, but I mean, at the end of the day, we couldn't hold them when they got the ball back. I think they got the ball back with like 2-3 minutes, something like that, and we couldn't stop them, so it didn't matter.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go through these games real quick. Anything stick out to you? I mean, I think I'm gonna try to see if we can put these episodes out closer to the end of the beginning of the week, just because of my brain can't remember everything. I think first off, one of the games that you called was the Giants and Browns. Danny Dimes showed up.
I had a feeling, man. It's just something about that game. The Browns just don't look like they're together right now, even though they have pieces. And the Giants they showed something last week in their passing game. Obviously, the defense isn't that great, but in their passing game, and Malik Neighbors, man, that kid, he's for real, and he's killing it right now. He had a great game. I think he had 2 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. 1 or 2, I can't remember. It was one of my touchdown locks I had for the game. I just had faith in it, in that, So with that being said, they're going to get their ass beat this week, but we can hold off on that one.
Another game that you called was that North Carolina game, which I also kind of felt the same way, that with Andy Dalton coming into town, or not into town, but taking over those QB responsibilities, as a veteran. It's just another playbook. And I'm sure he's seen somewhat, similar to that playbook before, and he came in and did what he had to do to get that dub.
Dude, he lit it up. He lit it up in that the first half. He played great. Yeah, I mean, it was just something about it. What does he have to lose, man? In that position, like, you're a veteran. I think that's why some of those veteran backups just do so well.
Yeah.
They literally have nothing to lose. They just go in there and do a job. What are they going to do? Take their job away and put him in a second string again, and they're going to sit on the bench and get paid? Like, they don't fucking care. They've they've made their money. They've had their time. They just go in there and they just want to ball. I think it's more about having like playing for fun at that point for them. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like being a kid again and balling out in high school, and you're playing for fun and just enjoying it because you want to play with your boys and get out there. And I think that's how some of those veterans take it. And it removes you know, they don't care what media has to say. They don't care about all the bullshit. He just went out there and did his thing, and they fucking beat those Raiders' ass.
You really do hate the Raiders, huh?
Fuck the Raiders.
What do you think about Bryce Young, though? I mean, I think as a team, as a decision to start Andy Dalton, they probably should have done that in the beginning of the year. But
But it was
I do
his
feel
team.
I do feel bad for the kid.
I know. I agree. I don't think he is. I think he lost the trust of the team, and nobody had faith in him as a quarterback anymore. So I think
Yeah.
when that mindset as a team, it's just going to be. It's just not going to be good. He's not going to have a team playing for him. He's probably stressing every throw that he makes because he's under
Right.
a microscope. So I think they did him an injustice because he wasn't ready to start last year when he started. He wasn't ready to be their leader yet.
Yeah.
He needed to be groomed, like, for instance, a quarterback, what they've done with shout out to the Packers and how they've groomed all
I'm
of
not shout. I never want to shout out the Packers.
this for you, yes, but the way they've groomed their quarterbacks, you have to give it props. They've groomed all of their quarterbacks, given them time to develop behind other quality quarterbacks, and they always seem to have their next guy up.
Did you see that Jordan Love wasn't still questionable to play, like towards the end of the closer to Sunday? Like he was still questionable to play like on Friday. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by it. I don't know why they would rush him back when you're not expecting to win games with Malik Willis. So and he still came out and got you a win. Like, just let him do what he can. It is what it is. Don't force it back. It's not as if anybody's running away with it in that division. So why force him back early? So to me, it's kind of stupid. They need to give him time. But yeah.
Well, speaking of the Green Bay Packers, the bozo of the NFL so far is Will Levis.
Dude.
My man is just throwing interceptions after interceptions, and every interception is funny. It's just the way it happens. It's just hilarious to me.
It is. It's literally a joke. It's like, oh, there goes Will Levis again.
Doing Will Levis things.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny. I find it pretty funny every time I see him throw a pick. I don't got much to say about the Packers besides fuck the Packers. If you want to listen to this podcast, it's really going to be biased. So I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
But you know what's funny is I have multiple Packer friends, like diehard fans. So every time the Bears lose or every time something happens with the Bears, like I'm getting messages all day about this shit. So,
oh, you mean like I do every time the Cowboys lose from you and you post on your fucking.
I did post. Speaking of that, follow me on Tony Tones World on Instagram. But yeah, I did post something. I find the cowboy memes pretty funny.
Of course you do. You wouldn't care about him if you didn't know I was such a big fan. Now that's the only reason why you find him so.
No, I also have family that have been diehard Cowboy fans too as well, so it's funny. One game that also stuck out to me was a Viking Texans game. I didn't think the Texans were going to get steamrolled like that.
I didn't either. Honestly, I think that Vikings defense might be for real.
Yeah.
They've played great all three of their games. I'll be honest, I was contemplating picking them up, even though they're playing the Packers this week. And I'm like, man, the way they've been shutting down the Texans, or they shut down the Texans and they shut down the teams in their other games. Why the hell can't they do that to the Packers and Willis? Like that team is for real.
Yeah. Yeah. Broncos, Buccaneers.
Fuck the Broncos.
Who saw that coming?
Nobody. They were the number one upset team. I think I saw, like, on the first week everybody bet on the
Cincinnati.
Bengals.
Yeah.
Everybody bet on the Buccaneers. It was one of the top pick games, and they just I don't know. They let Bo Nix beat them, and that's another one. It was partly the defense. The Broncos' defense has always been decent.
Yeah.
They have. That was one where I predicted that Mike Evans wasn't going to have a good game because they have a really good safety over there who locked him up. He didn't do shit in that game, and what's his name was under duress the whole entire game. The QB for the Bucks,
Baker, maybe. Yeah.
Shit.
Man, there's a bunch of like upsets that I wasn't thinking of, like that would happen. This one isn't so much of an upset. I did call it last week that I thought the Steelers were going to get the win over the Chargers. Being that Justin Fields did play and get, I think they're 3-0 now, and possibly could go 4-0 next week. I'm happy to see it, but I'm kicking rocks over here, kicking cans down the street right now because, fuck, I hate the Bears losing right now. It sucks so bad.
You hate seeing your ex-quarterback leave and go have success on another team.
It's like your ex-girlfriend. It's like your ex-girlfriend breaking up with you and then go finding like a, better-looking stud dude that's, you're a little jealous. What the fuck?
Shout out to every ex-girlfriend Tony's ever had who leveled up. Sorry, Rosie.
That's funny. Let's see. Another game stuck out was Seahawks and Dolphins.
Well, they didn't really stick out. I mean, they had no QB. They had nobody running that offense. The Dolphins were destined to lose.
What stuck out to me was DK Metcalf. He's been winning my fantasy football games for me for the last 3 weeks, I think. So shout out to him. If you ever see that, I owe you a beer, brother. Let's see. The Commanders and Bengals Monday night.
That was a good game. The Commanders came out and Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels. That boy had a great game. Bengals tried to make it interesting in the fourth quarter, but Jaden Daniels and the boys stayed strong and came up with that win.
Let's see. Any games that you can think of that stuck out to you? I mean, the Bills rolled over the Jags. I don't know what Trevor Lawrence is doing right now.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Jaguars just haven't put it together right now, and the Bills are just way too strong.
Yeah.
Way too strong. Josh Allen had like 4 touchdowns within the first half. I don't even think he played the full game.
He's a monster.
Because they were up so much. Yeah, I'm loving it because I have him in 2 fantasy leagues. So,
What's his superstition again?
He throws up before every game.
Right. Yeah.
The other one to me is the Niners. The Niners lost again. I heard people calling that the injury bowl or something like that because both teams have a shitload of players out that were injured and weren't playing. You got CMC, Deebo Samuel out. You have Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp out for the Rams. There was just a lot of their key players that were hurt and out. It was still a decent game, though. It was still a decent game, 27-24. Rams won it in fashion with the field goal to end it. But
do you think
that's interesting.
Do you think McCaffrey's going to come back? Dude, he was supposed to see a specialist in Germany.
Yeah, which makes it seem like why wasn't that? In what world did they think that he was good to go in the season that he's now seeing a specialist?
Yeah.
Like, how wasn't any of this known beforehand? Like, I don't know. It's just really interesting to me that he didn't even start. Like, I don't know. All I know is they screwed the first pick in the draft for everybody this year because that guy was being drafted first by 95% of leagues. And like they could have put out some type of information where people were worried or hesitant to draft him. And it was like they wanted to fucking say fuck you to everyone in the fantasy and say, we don't need to let you guys know anything.
For a second there, I was thinking you were talking about the actual NFL draft. Like fantasy, that totally makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, fuck. I mean, so far this whole NFL season has been great. I mean, there's been plenty of upsets. Obviously, it's very hard to pick from though. Like as far as our super contest. So
Yeah.
let's switch over to that real quick. So, um, last week we got 2 correct. So we have a total of 3 so far.
Nice. We're 3 for 10, boys. We're 3 for
Yeah,
10.
3 for 10. We're at rank 5,220. So I gotta look at what that is. I don't know how many people are entered into it, so we'll see. All right, let's just go down this line real quick. So Cowboys at Giants. Giants are plus.
Motherfucking Cowboys, baby.
You think? I don't know. I'm leaning the other way. I'm going with
No chance. There's no chance. Mark my words. We are losing 3 games in a row with this game being to the Giants. We're going into New York and we were going to whoop that ass and get everybody off our ass. Otherwise, it's chalked. I'm done. Fuck the season. Not but no, there's no way. There's no way.
Let's put a bet on it then.
There's no way.
You put the bet.
That's my lock for the fucking week.
Lock of the year.
No, lock of the week.
All right, let's put a bet on it.
What's the bet? What's
The bet? Let's run it back. Well, not for me, just for you. If you win, you don't have to drink the 2 shots, but if you lose, you drink two liquor shots. You have to get Jägermeister.
Fuck that. I hate that shit. Fuck. That is nasty, bro.
All right, Jose Cuervo.
You went from one nasty to the next. Like you just trying to pick the worst of the worst shit that I have to take a shot of.
Malort's.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, I gotta show you what Malort. It's good. It's delicious.
Dude.
I bet you 2 shots. We'll just do 2 shots. I bet you 2 shots that Cowboys that the Giants cover 5.5.
But then I gotta think of something for you. We'll come back.
No, that's it. That's it right there.
What do you mean that's it? It has to be back? What like you're betting against me if they win and you have to do something? You don't just get to bet and me was the only downfall. Come on. Because you're doubting my boys.
All right.
Let's go to the next game.
The Saints and Falcons. Falcons are minus 2.5. I like the Saints in that. I don't know. I'm not unsure of that game. I think everything I say, I'm just going to do the opposite. So if I like the Saints, let's take the Falcons. Fuck it.
We do like what we do with Stump and just bet against everything we think is going to happen.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh, that's funny. I told him last week that he was brought up this week. He's brought up again. So it's all right.
Yeah.
Jags versus Texans. Texans minus 6.5. I don't know the way they just played, but the Jags kind of suck right now.
The Jags are bad. Yeah.
Bengals at Panthers. Bengals minus 4. I like the Panthers at home. The Red Rocket, baby.
I don't.
Rams at Bears. Bears minus 3. I'm just going to skip that game. I don't even want to bet that game.
That was interesting what your take was going to be.
Nope. I'm unsure. I don't know. Minus 3 is just home field advantage. I don't know. Vikings at Packers. Man, these are all really close games. Packers minus 2.5. That's going to be a good game no matter what.
I think the only reason, that has to be home field right there too, right? Like the Vikings are just a better team. I don't understand why the Packers are favored 2.5, honestly, but has to be just a home field advantage thing.
Steelers at Colts. Steelers minus 1.5. I do like the Steelers in this game, I think.
Yeah, I think I like the Steelers too. The Colts they have a rough defense, and that Steelers defense has been pretty solid this year. They've held, I don't think anybody's put up more than 20 points on them, if I'm not mistaken. And
so we're gonna say yes to the Steelers then? Minus 1.5?
Yeah, I think I like it.
All right. Let's do Eagles at Bucks. Eagles minus 2. I don't know. Somehow they won last week.
Yeah.
Saints didn't cover, obviously. way Baker Mayfield played just wasn't the greatest. Is AJ Brown playing or Devontae Smith?
He didn't play last week. I think Devontae might be hurt too. I'm not positive. AJ Brown, I think they announced like a day or two before. I don't know. I'm still leaning Eagles on that. I'm gonna be honest.
All right. I'm unsure still, so I'm not gonna say yes or no. Broncos at Jets. Jets -7.5. I'm liking the Jets here.
At 7.5.
Yeah. Yeah. As much as I hate the Packers, Aaron Rodgers is the man. He's a good quarterback.
7.5 is interesting. I don't know. But yeah.
Commanders at Cardinals -3.5. My first thought would be the Cardinals, but I don't know. Everything I say is the opposite. So maybe the Commanders.
Yeah, the Cardinals went and lost to the Lions.
Yeah.
And only put up 13 points. They didn't have a great game. I don't know. That's a toss-up too. I mean, I want to lean towards the Cardinals. I think they're a better team. Yeah.
All right. Patriots at 49ers. 49ers -10.
That's wild.
I don't know. I would have to say the Patriots. That's so many points.
That's a lot of points.
With the injuries that they have? Is Debo playing? Do you know?
No, I don't know anything about Debo yet.
You want to take the Patriots? You want to lock in the Patriots for 10 points?
Not really, but
Oh, okay. Let's keep going. Browns against the Raiders. Raiders -2.
I think we're just hesitant to pick anything at this point with the way shit's been going.
I already know what I'm picking for my pick. Browns versus Raiders -2. Raiders -2. Any thoughts? Deshaun Watson has to come out of this spell, doesn't he? At some point.
You know what? I actually saw a clip from him that people were saying, should he run more? And he's like, that's not my specialty. That's not what I do. But like, I remember him being a pretty good mobile quarterback back in the day, and now he just doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But the thing here is, who's going to be the quarterback for the Raiders? Because I don't know if you noticed, they benched Minshew, and they put in O'Connell at the end of the last game. And I don't know if that was because he was playing like trash, and maybe there's a QB controversy there.
What happened with Antonio Pierce, the head coach, right? Is that his name?
Yeah.
He was saying something about some players were making business decisions during the game.
I saw that too.
Was that about who's that Devontae Adams?
I don't know. I don't think so. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't think anything else has came out specifically about that I've heard yet.
Yeah.
But it just tells me there might be a locker room issue for the Raiders. There's him to come out and say something like that to the media is really interesting.
Yeah. Chiefs at Chargers. Chiefs -7.5. Again, a lot of points, but
yeah, Chiefs are just better.
Yeah.
They're just better. They are having close games. They're not blowing anybody away. They're winning everything in the fourth quarter. I don't even think they covered last week against the Falcons, if I'm not mistaken.
What about Herbert? What do you think about him? He's not playing well.
Well, Herbert got hurt the last game. He has an ankle thing right now, so I forgot about that. So yeah, Chiefs might be a safe bet there. They may just go into. The Steelers just put up 20 points on the Chargers. And yeah.
Wow, I might be 7.5.
That's a lot, but I might be comfortable with that one.
All right. Bills at Ravens. Ravens are -2.5.
Dude, I like the Bills.
Me too.
I like the Bills.
Give me the points. We're locking that one in. So we got 3 so far. And then Tennessee Titans at Dolphins. Who cares? Am I right?
Who cares? But in all honesty, I think the Titans win that. as bad as Will Levis has played and throws up errors, I think the Titans.
The only thing about trust about Levis is the jeans. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not betting that game at all.
And I think the Titans win it. Yeah.
Seahawks at Lions minus 3.5. These are all going to be some great games.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be a good one. It's going to be interesting. You're going to find out. The Lions have been up and down. I don't know. They've lost to a team that I didn't think they lose to, and then when I think they were going to lose to the the Cardinals last week or this past weekend, they lost. They won.
Yeah.
So they're kind of just, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the Lions secondary against Metcalf. If they can get to Geno Smith. See.
Yeah. Seahawks defense looks decent too. I wouldn't say they're great by any means, but they're playing well.
Yeah.
3-0.
Yeah.
3-0. So.
All right. So we got 3. Steelers minus 1.5. KC minus 7.5. Bills plus 2.5. What are you thinking for your pick?
Cowboys, baby, lock it in.
Okay. All right. Cowboys minus 5.5.
Lock it in.
Let's go fucking Giants.
Now you're betting against us, you fuck. Oh, that's crazy.
All right. My pick will be well, first off, it was going to be the Bills game, but I didn't think you were going to like the same spread, so that's okay. I'm taking the Patriots plus 10.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm taking the Jets minus 7.5. I have more confidence in Aaron Rodgers than.
You got to uncheck the.
Oh, right. Where the fuck is this game? Giving everybody a headache by just scrolling. There we go. All right. So pick up the Jets.
I mean, that works because we knew that we were going to disagree on picks here and there, and in all honesty, I don't. The Jets have been good, but they haven't been great, and that Broncos defense, even last year, if you remember, like they played everybody close. They didn't get blown out by anybody. They weren't a great team by any means, but they didn't get blown out. The defense kept them in games. And it was always just somewhat close. So, I mean, 7.5 is just a lot for me going against that Denver defense.
Well, let's go Jets. Jets. What's their thing? Jets or some shit? Jets.
Yeah.
I can't spell. Good thing that's.
Good thing it's a 4-letter word. You can sound that one out.
Real quick, let me just look at UFC. I believe there is some UFC this weekend. My man Renato Moicano. I'm sure I'm butchering his first name. I believe he fights this weekend. Do you know anything about the UFC this weekend?
I didn't even realize there was a decent card. I'm going to be honest. My other focus, if we were going to talk about anything, would just be MLB. We're about to start. Playoffs are coming in. I know it's probably something you don't want to talk about because your Cubs are obviously not going to make it.
Hey, man, fuck you.
Well, I'm just saying. I said that's the reason why you don't talk about it.
All right, no.
Okay.
Let me just finish the UFC thing, and we'll go to MLB. That's fine.
Okay.
All right. So, my parlay. Not going to do any finishes or anything, just straight up taking both underdogs. I'm taking Brendan Allen in the pre-main, and I'm taking Renato Moicano in the main fight. It's in Paris, so it starts early. So I believe it starts at early prelim start at 11 o'clock in the morning, Central Time. So that's 9 o'clock your time. Damn, that's a cup of coffee for you.
Yeah. That's first thing I want to do is wake up and not even 10, which football I watch at 10, but at 9 a.m. is wild.
When I lived in California, dude, I hated the freaking basketball or football being so early, dude. It sucks so bad.
I love it. I think that's the only way to watch it. I think that it just makes more sense because you have it in perfect increments throughout the entire day. I mean, you guys watch Sunday Night Football, and Sunday Night Football for you starts at what,
7 o'clock, 7:20.
7 o'clock, and it ends at 10.
Perfect.
To
I
me,
can go to bed after that.
5:30 to 8:30 is perfect, man. I think they're in perfect increments starting at 10 a.m.
What about the East Coast?
West Coast? Yeah, that's I mean that's the reason why it's that way is because of the
No, I know, but imagine living on the East Coast where it's fucking
ends at 11.
yeah. And that if you have 2 games,
Yeah.
1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's not what I would want to do.
Yeah. All right, so let's go. Let's talk a little MLB. Go ahead.
I mean, it's just interesting. It's going into the playoff time, right? Before we even get into this, I actually want to talk about Shohei Ohtani. And it's not just because he's a Dodger.
The floor is yours.
It's not because he's a Dodger, but it's just because of what he just accomplished with the 50-50. 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases, never done before. The dude's a monster, and he's not even pitching right now. He's just a phenomenal player. I mean, we've really never seen somebody as unique as him because we've seen people who can hit the bomb, right? We've seen people that can hit or steal the base like crazy, but not in the way that he's doing it. And then just the added factor that he can pitch as well as he does as well, and it's crazy. I think the guy's a phenomenal player. And I was kind of like, why the hell would they pay that guy that much money? But he's just proving everybody why he's worth it, man. Proving everybody why he's worth it. The Dodgers are in a close race, though. I will say, I'm always going
that triple out that they had.
Oh, that was a killer.
That was nasty.
That was a killer last night. I'm hoping they can hold on. They're up right now. They're in a series with the Padres, which is basically for the division. If the Dodgers can win one game out of the division, right, or one game out of the series, they should clinch the division. It just means they'll have a 2-game lead on them, even if they lose tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that they just, I don't even care if they win the series. They just need to win 1 out of the 3 games. So yeah, and then they clinch division. I will say that my confidence in them is not as high as it's been in the past because our pitching is very suspect right now. We have a lot of hurt pitchers, a lot of, it's just been really rough.
I heard there was a rumor Ohtani was going to pitch in the playoffs.
That's just media spinning something because he's been warming up and doing some bullpen sessions, but that's media spinning just because the Dodgers have rough pitching right now and they have somebody hurt.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't think you should. I don't want him to because the last thing we want is for him to push himself in the playoffs and then not be available next year because he goes and hurts himself pitching too soon. You know what I mean? Like, just stick to the plan, let the guy rehab completely, and don't pitch him in the playoffs. I don't need the 1 or 2 games that he may win in the playoffs that bad to risk a full season next year. Like, yeah, I don't know. That's just my mindset. I get, hey, maybe if it's the fucking World Series and we need a pitcher for 1 game, like maybe I might change my thoughts on that. But for now, I completely don't think. To me, I think the Phillies might be the top team going in again. And that's I just think the Phillies have been consistent. Their pitching is pretty decent. They have a squad that plays well in the playoffs.
They've been there before.
Yep. I'm also the dark horse for me. I mean, not necessarily a dark horse, but I think the Padres are
oh, that's my team, dude. Die hard right here, baby. Let's go, Padres. Mark this day, baby. Playoffs are starting. I got to pick a new team. my second team, the Padres. Let's go, you Darvish, baby.
I'm a little worried about the Padres. I'm gonna be honest because they have quality pitching. They have So the part about the Padres is their relievers. Their relievers are not great. They've tried to pick up better relievers, but they're still not great. But their starting pitchers, if their starting pitchers can consistently go deep into games, which you don't necessarily always see because,
especially in the playoffs, you have so many.
Right.
Yeah.
People, coaches are afraid to let pitchers or hitters see their pitchers their third at bat in the playoffs, or even a fourth at bat at that, so they don't necessarily go as deep unless they're just dominating. So we'll see what happens. I do think they're a little bit of a dark horse. The Yankees are obviously playing really well. Also, I mean, you got Aaron Judge. She's just clobbering every ball.
Monster.
Yeah. So it should be interesting. It should be interesting. I always love October baseball.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I gotta pick a team. My team is the Padres because of you, Darvish.
Yeah.
Because I want to retire there.
Yeah.
If I retire in the States.
It doesn't help that they're also a rival of the Dodgers, right? Like, it has nothing to do with that.
Nah, I don't care about the Dodgers. Fuck the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So,
exactly why I'm saying that.
All right. Well, we did it again. Fucking appreciate you coming on. Let's get some fucking wins here. We got to get some wins. We got to start racking up some wins here. Let's just.
Again.
We got to.
We're going 4-1 this week. I have a strong belief we're going 4-1.
Who's losing? My pick?
Your pick's losing, yeah.
Fuck you. Shit, you're an asshole. All right. Well, till later. Till next time. Talk to you later. Peace.
Tony Tones World. The Tony Tones World.